What's goody? Up in the mix. I don't know if that's Caesar or Sean, but what's good? Hey, what's up? Happy Friday. What's good? Episode 36. 36, man. 36 of these motherfuckers. I can't believe I've made it this far. You know? Yay. So it was Caesar. That's who it was. Shout out to Sean, too. My dude's here. Let's start it off. I'd like to officially welcome everybody to episode 36 of Chop 15 with Jay Walker. I hope everybody's had a great Friday. I know it was a holiday for most people that are still working and shit right now. So I hope you had a nice day setting up your Saturday. I ain't gonna say what the other folks call it, but setting up your Saturday. Let me introduce my guest tonight, episode 36. This is an MC from Sacramento who I've respected from afar for years. As an MC myself, when I was in the scene, I studied who was dope. And he was one of the ones where I was like, this motherfucker is dope. Still doing this thing to this day. Been in groups, been solo, but he's always had them bars, man. My boy Skurge. So I'm going to bring him in right now. And let's go ahead and get this shit poppin'. Yo,
Peace, King. Peace, King.
up,
How you
bro?
doing, man? I'm good. How about
good.
yourself?
I'm good, man. You sideways, though. You like,
Okay, let me get right, man. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Jay Walker,
There it is.
Lefty
There it is.
Rose, Calvada. What's
There
the
it
data,
is.
baby?
What's up, Skurge?
Oh, man, I'm holding it down, man. I'm holding it down. I'm out here at the studio, man. I just stepped outside to get a little bit more peace and quiet, man, so I could tap in with you. But I'm down here at Skylit Studios, Capital Connections, man. We just out here trying to keep it lit.
Word, man. Word. Well, it's fucking good to actually talk to you, man. I haven't had a chance to
Likewise.
fucking tap in with you for a while, bro. I've been
Likewise.
following what you've been doing and shit. Salute to everything.
Thank you.
How's
Thank you, man.
life been? How's life been during this whole pandemic, this whole COVID thing? You know, this roller coaster we on. How's it been for you?
You know, it's like you said, it's been a roller coaster. I haven't been adversely affected too bad. You know what I'm saying? But South Sacramento, baby. But
Popping off.
other than that,
Popping
man, you know, everybody in my circle is healthy and things like that. You know, I do have a day job, or I had one, and that kind of, what's up, boy? I did kind of have to put that on. Hey, man, you know, this is the studio, man. Capital Connections, it's become like a hub for a lot of creatives here in Sacramento. So that's
Where are
part
you
of
guys located? Where are you guys located at?
we in South Sac, right by the South Sac dispensary, South Sacramento Care. So we were like right across the street from them. You feel me?
Okay. What
So
streets?
yeah, we're off of
What streets?
47th and Otto. OTT.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so we right by the airport, man. Right by the executive airport, and we are
Okay, I
open.
know
We are
exactly
open
where
to
you
the
at. Okay.
we are open to the public. We do offer recording, mixing services to the public. We also have in-house videography. So we here, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. So how's shit been for you during this whole, like I said, you know, the roller coaster shit, man? How's it
Oh,
been
yeah.
for you, business-wise? Like,
You know, there's been pros and cons. One of the pros has been creatively. Like, I got right back into my pocket in terms of just creating on a regular basis, recording music, and just, you know, getting out of that kind of corporate mind state that I kind of saw myself, you know, getting entrenched in, you know, just doing my day-to-day 9 to 5 that, you know, I'm doing to keep food on the table. So that's been
Right.
a pro. One of the cons has just been like, the social distance. I love that somebody coined the term distant socializing, because I thought it was important that even though like we are not in the same space physically, we need to still like stay connected. You feel me?
Right.
And
Right.
I just, I was trying to make an effort to stay connected with people, but things got crazy, man. Things got crazy. I got elders in my family that I was really concerned for, and still am. So
Yeah. I feel you. I feel you, man. Shit. So, there's no more like 9 to 5. You just doing
well,
your thing now, or
what I did is I started like last year I started getting into my licensing for life insurance and small investments and things like that. And I just
okay,
thought that it was important for not only our people, but even entertainers and athletes. There's a lot of people that don't really have a retirement planned out, and there's even like elders in my community that still need some of that same help. And so, I kind of got into
oh,
that,
for
just
sure.
looking at my parents and their situation, was thinking like, well, how can I help them? And somebody came to me. Shout out my homegirl Shailene. She came to me with an opportunity to get involved, not only to help my parents out just in getting them situated, but like to turn it into a business of my own. And so I got my insurance life license, and so I've just been trying to help people in that way. And then also
Okay.
I just been putting more effort into the music. Like we have a full record label with about 4 artists here, and including myself. And so just trying to keep that lit. We've got a couple in-house producers and things of that nature. So really just, diving into all the other areas of my life that have been lacking. My family life, spending time with my kids, my wife. My wife and I got a chance to really reconnect, through the pandemic. It's like, yo, we in make the best of it. And so we did a lot of like home
Exactly.
improvement stuff, but we also got a chance to bond. You know what I'm saying? And spend some really good
Right.
quality time together. And we even took a trip once things quieted down a little bit. We took a trip out of state, drove out to Colorado and stuff like that. So it was like I said, there was more pros than cons, but I am aware of the fact that it's not so cool for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so it's almost like a guilty feeling, like, damn, shit wasn't that. I feel bad because shit wasn't that
Right.
bad, but I
Right.
try to remind myself also, we ain't out of the woods yet. This shit ain't over yet.
Right.
So
Right. I totally feel you on that, man. Like, as a creative, what I'm saying, like it's giving you time to really like lock in and do your thing. You know what I'm saying? And try to figure out what you want to do or whatever. So
absolutely,
it's been it's been great time in that nature. But then you also know that other people are suffering and going through shit. You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
like you said, the guilty thing, like I don't really broadcast how like it's been good for me, but because I know that other people it hasn't been good for. Even
Yeah,
so close to
exactly,
me. So that's why I really
exactly,
don't say shit. So I get
exactly.
that. Man.
And
But
go ahead.
I'm saying, but the majority of the creatives that I know, especially the people that are like lab rats that are always in the studio and shit, they're kind of like, well, shit, nothing's changed for me. I'm still in the studio every day. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right, all my introverts, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? All
yeah,
my people who were just already like had social anxiety,
right.
all of my germaphobes, they're like, yo, welcome to my
That's
world.
right,
You know what I mean? Hand sanitizer, I've been had that on my hip. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So there's a lot of
right.
people that's like, yo, welcome to my world of paranoia. And man, I think this is a really interesting time to be alive. And I'm paying attention, man. I'm paying attention.
Definitely, definitely. Um, how do you feel about the other spectrum that's been going on with the protesting
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
all of the unrest with the police, and the movements
Yeah.
and the protests in all the cities? 'Cause I know Sacramento has been going big. I pay attention.
Yo, it went down out here. Yo, Lefty Rose. It went down out here, bro.
I've seen
It
it.
went down, and it got real funky for a minute. Um, what I will say is this. I mean, hands down, Black Lives Matter. We've been pushing that narrative,
Yeah.
but we come to a point, I think, where people are just fed up, and it's like you get tired of begging for basic human rights, like don't tread on me. It's the same kind of sentiment, is
Yeah. Yeah.
and so I think that right now it's right on time. I think it was supposed to happen this way. I think that this has been a long time coming, and things move in cycles and circles. And
Right.
so, the pendulum had been swaying, and then it swayed back the other way. And I think the current administration is an example of a sway in one particular direction. And, I think what we're seeing is like that buildup of the energy to kind of sway things back the other direction. I'm not sure if the left or the right have it. I think that somewhere there's a healthy compromise, and we gotta find that place as a planet, you know,
Definitely.
as a species. We have to find that. So what I think about it is that I'm at first I was sitting at home damn near with some popcorn, like, oh shit, like, yo, it's going down. I've been waiting for this shit to pop off. And then it was like, yo, you supposed to be out there, stupid. You gotta fucking get off the couch and get off your phone and get out there. You got kids like watching you and looking to you. You know what I'm saying? You gotta lead by example. And so I made sure that I got involved to the degree that I felt necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, I definitely felt like it was a long time coming. Um, I think there's a lot going on. There's a lot of moving parts, and it's hard to even track it all.
Yeah.
But
Starting to dissect all this shit.
I definitely think there's more going on that appears on the surface. And so I say again, man, I'm paying attention.
Yeah, man. Shit. So, besides that, what else has been going on? What else has been going on in your life, man? How have you been trying to keep that balance of paying attention and being aware of everything,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's COVID or whether it's the social injustice and progress for our people?
Uh-huh.
How have you been able to keep all that in balance with your life and your family? Like,
Somebody once said something that, and forgive me if I don't remember who it was, but they once said something that stuck with me, and that was like, it's rare that you're going to achieve a balance in your life. What you need to look for is harmony. And so what I've been trying to find is like a harmonious arrangement. So what that looks like for me is like, okay, I do my work, I do my family time, both as a husband and as a father, and
right,
then I have my life's passion, which is music and also mentoring. And so I try to find. I have to make time for all of these things, because if you
of
just
course,
if you wait for time to happen, or you
it
try to
ain't.
find it, now you got to make time. And so it's a never ending constant effort of just trying to keep all those plates spinning. And after a while you kind of develop what I feel like is a rhythm. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, let me make sure I take care of home. All right, boom. I'm handling my business at work. Boom. All right, let me go to the studio and kill shit. Okay, boom.
Right.
And then let me get back to, and, visit my parents and things like that. So I've just been trying to find that harmony. Like I said, I got a couple, my folks moved out here from Southern California, my father and my stepmother. And so I've been kind of,
Oh, okay.
taking an active role in their life and just trying to make sure that they good. And
Right.
and then I have my wife and her family and things like that. And so it's just really trying to show up and be there in the places where I'm needed, where I'm wanted, where there's room for me. I definitely feel like there's a lot that I can do, as for all of us, and
Yeah.
you're not gonna know until you get up and you get out and you try it. You know what I'm saying?
No, no, I feel you, man. And it kind of feels like not necessarily it's a burden, but you feel an obligation as a black man in these times to like you got to do something more
Yeah,
than just talk about it. You know what I'm saying? You got to like
100%.
affect your community. You know what I'm saying? So like, I've definitely been trying to step out and do more things and get active in my community and try to like align myself with people who are doing the right things. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
I totally understand that shit, and that's what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? Like
100%.
we totally have to do that shit. So like,
Yeah,
I
man.
salute you, commend you for that.
Thank you, man. Just trying to play my role, whatever that might look like. You know, I salute the people that's out there on the front lines.
Right.
It's like I say, man, it's an interesting time to be alive. This is an election year, and so this
It's a big year.
is a big year, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
I think we all have a
It is
responsibility.
fucking going down out there, bro. It's fucking
Bro, it's been it's
I love
July.
Sack, man.
Since like May
Shit.
sometime, it's been popping off like that here in South Sac, man.
Right.
And somebody said, I said something, I heard something online, and then I made a realization to my wife the other day. I was like, yo, like it's gonna get hard for me to tell which ones are the gunshots and which ones are the firecrackers, because they're happening broad
That's when the
daylight.
real dudes go out, is when this shit's popping off, because they can just do shit under the cover of fucking fireworks.
Well, we've heard things like that are there's rumors going around. I will say, everybody, keep their head on the swivel tomorrow. I'm opting
Yeah.
not to go. I'm opting not to go out to. I don't know if there are any type of firework events, but I ain't going out nowhere. We just gonna do our thing in the neighborhood. You feel me?
Hey, I know
And
out here in Nevada, there ain't no fireworks shows. Like the ones they normally do have all been canceled. There's like
well,
fire danger out here right now, so
oh
like
yeah.
they ain't doing shit. So like I was like, yeah, they ain't gonna have shit out here. I was like, I wish I was in LA. Like when I was living in LA, them
Hmm.
motherfuckers got all the fireworks.
Oh,
So
you
they
know
got
it.
the like grade A shit.
You know it, man. We was just driving through somewhere like Colorado or Utah or something. They was like, bro, we got everything, bro. We'll light your whole city up. You know what I'm saying? I started to bring some shit back, but I was like, nah. It was, like I said, it was already popping off for the past couple months, so I ain't trying to add no
Right,
fuel to the fire, man. This whole
right.
holiday is like, the whole holiday itself and its origin and what it stands for is all kind of questionable anyway. So, there's a lot of people
Exactly.
that are just boycotting the 4th of July in general, and I'm not against that, man. You know, um,
I feel it.
somebody said something else, and I agree with it. It's like our societal contract has been broken, and we're kind of just at this. We're starting over. We're starting over as
Yeah.
a society, man, and we have to
Shout out
now.
to
Now
Jackie.
we have.
That's what's up. Respect.
Yeah, shout out, Jackie is the goat. There's an opportunity to have the conversation, of, okay, well, what do we think a perfect society looks like? What do we think the best America could be looks like? And our
Yeah.
input, our input be actually considered in the conversation, instead of them just coming up with an idea like, okay, this is what it is. Now y'all go build it for us for free. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's interesting, man. Like, things are changing, and I see a lot of people are not comfortable with the changes. We're seeing a lot of people pull firearms on unarmed civilians, women, and
Mm-hmm.
children, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just, yo,
Mm-hmm.
the tension is really thick, and it's like, yo, why are y'all bugging like
They're
this? What?
threatened. They're threatened, bro. They're feeling. It feels like they feel like their existence is threatened, and the only reason you feel that way is because you know your shit was taken illegitimately. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like if it was taken in the right way, or it was you were put in that place in the right way, you wouldn't feel that way. but because you know it was stolen, you
Right.
feel some type of way when the uprising happens.
You know, I agree with that, and I see it. You know, it's definitely fear based, but it's almost as if they're expecting like a victimizer type of situation. And I think we as a people are more of a wounded healer type. Like we ain't had no ill will, man. We done came through and brought y'all smiles and good times, fed your babies off our breasts, everything, man. We've been some of the most forgiving and loving people. And, you know, I think that
Passionate like a motherfucker.
fear is unfounded. Well, you know, it's so that's like, okay, well, some people fear like a retribution, like a revenge or reverse slavery type of thing. We ain't even thinking, ain't nobody got time for that shit. You know what I'm saying? We trying to evolve, not like, you know, let the oppressed become the oppressor. That's not what we're trying to do here. But there's also the argument of like a genetic, you know, being kind of whittled down genetically or watered down genetically. And I just think that the future of humanity on this planet is just kind of like blended. You know, if we just look at the way things are, we just all going to end up like, you know, beige one day with, you know, just as you
Yeah.
mix all the colors in the pot together, you end up with some form of brown. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah, exactly.
so I just kind of think that's what. Hey man, I apologize, bro. I came out.
I love it though.
I came out here because I thought it was gonna be quiet because they was
Hey,
slapping in
bro,
there. But
I'm not mad though. I love it because
what
like I'm
bothers
not
me is
hearing
like
shit
I don't even.
outside my house right now. So like I'm hearing, I'm like it's bringing me back to sack. So I'm
Okay. What's
liking it right
bothering
now.
me is like you know, I don't even jump no more. Like I'm getting desensitized to this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man, it's definitely an interesting time, man. And our social contract is, you know, we're gonna have to rewrite it, man. You know, there was a time when we
Yeah.
first started having these conversations when not everybody was in agreement that black people were eighths of a human being. You know,
Yeah.
so we gotta like agree on that. Can we agree on that? Like, what
Right.
the fuck?
Right. It's
So
so deep,
we
bro.
still got work to do,
It's so
man.
deep. There's so many layers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just hope that we're starting to peel back these layers, and people that didn't see before are starting to see now. I've noticed that in my city right now that like people that I didn't suspect that would see it, they're starting to see it now. But I think it's because everybody been at home and all you can see is what's on TV or what's on the news or whatever.
Come on, man.
If you got time,
We was
you don't
all
see it.
sitting there. We was all sitting there scrolling on our phones, just everyday shit, just like and seeing bruh lean on George Floyd's neck for 8 minutes and 46 seconds and was like, what?
Exactly.
Damn, ain't
Exactly.
nobody gonna stop that? Like, you know, I think
Exactly.
that happened in a time when everybody was standing still and wasn't really nothing much else to look at besides the fact that they disclosed the presence of aliens. There wasn't really much else to look at, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And so we
Yeah.
all saw that collectively as a species on this planet and was like, yo, this shit ain't right. And I think
Yeah.
it really hit home to a lot of people. I know a lot of people in my life personally that are of other cultures, especially elders, and they like, yo, you know, I know how it was when I was growing up, but I still didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? And like, they didn't know about Black Wall Street. They didn't know about Martin Luther
And
King's
these are
like
elders. You talking about
elders.
elders right now.
Yeah, I'm talking about people in their
That's crazy.
70s. In their 70s, you know what I'm
That's
saying? And
crazy.
yeah, man. So I applaud the young people right now, the Gen Z and the millennials. They really are pushing and leading the charge in this movement.
Right.
But I also got a lot of respect for the OGs that's out there. Like I went to a couple protests and I seen some of the OGs out there and was like, thanks for coming out. I talked to this one older lady. I was like, thanks for coming out today. Older white lady. She was like, I did it in the 60s. Why not do it now? I was like, right on. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
what's up.
Right
That's
on,
what's
man.
up.
And it's reminded me like, yo, this is a continuing battle. You know what I'm saying? And we're
Yeah.
seeing the needle being moved slightly, but it's a lot of talking and window dressing, and like I want to see more action. We want to see more action and not just like talking. I saw something from who was it? What was it? Netflix or somebody that was like moving a certain percentage of their capital to black-owned banks, and I thought that was kind of cool.
That's interesting. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's definitely a move that I haven't heard from a big company like that. So
right.
that's definitely. I mean, that could be a move in the right direction. You know, definitely. But yeah, I feel you on the window dressing shit because I kind of feel like a lot of these companies and a lot of these people are kind of um, doing things because it's trendy to be down with Black Lives
Oh, for
Matter
sure,
right now. It's
for
trendy.
sure.
It's probably profitable to be on the the right side of history as
Of
opposed
history,
to the wrong side. You know?
absolutely, absolutely. And you know, hey, however you got to get there, let's get there. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that we're being forced to grow up, like as as humanity, we're being forced to evolve and grow up, man. And
Right.
that's just where we at, man. We got to find a way that we can peacefully cohabitate on this planet. Before we decide to blast off and go to another planet and take the same fucking problems with us. You
Space
know what I mean?
Force.
Yeah, man. What you think about
Man.
the disclosure and the sightings and stuff like that that's been reported lately?
With the
With
UFO shit?
yes, sir.
It doesn't surprise me. I've always I've always kind of felt that there was like extraterrestrial shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not the only motherfuckers out here. You know what I'm saying? There's other motherfuckers out here. And they're
It's highly
probably way
unlikely,
smarter than us. And they're
right?
probably way smarter than us. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't surprise me. Um, and it also didn't surprise me that when they released that information, it's during some other shit that's going on. That don't surprise me either.
That
Because
part.
if you release it, you can say, well, shit, we told y'all. Y'all just weren't paying attention. But we told you. You told us when there was some other shit going on. You know what I'm saying? So, of course. But no, it doesn't surprise me. Nothing that the government could do, will do, or hasn't thought of yet will surprise me because I know that they're not telling us everything and they're not going to tell us everything because if you did, I kind of understand it to an extent. If you tell everybody everything, they're gonna fucking panic. You know what I'm
Well,
saying? The average
beyond
person will go
beyond
crazy
that,
if you told them the shit that they know.
beyond
But
that,
don't
like
lie about the real shit.
think about okay, let's think about a month after that, right? A month after that, when the panic kind of like we start to get into the new normal, right? Like, oh,
Right.
Earth, we know about aliens now. All right. There's kids that are born into a world where we know about it, right? So after that, you have to look at the phrase one nation under God because I feel as though religion and aliens are
Shout out to Brew
conf-
Lee. What up, Doc?
shout out to Brew Lee, fucking legend. They're conflicting to a certain extent, and there are some religions that do embrace the presence of extraterrestrials. From what I understand, Islam embraces that, but I'm just curious to like what the Pope thinks about the fucking aliens, that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And how religion is going to roll that into what they already do, because. I think that if there is another civilization out there that is visiting us, that hands down it's more advanced than we are, right? They're able to
Oh,
travel.
totally, totally.
It's they're
We dumb, dog.
they
We're
have a different
dummies. You see it,
classification.
we're
Yeah,
dumb as fuck.
they're like a level 3 star system type of civilization or something like that, where they can harness power of other stars or however they classify it. So they would
Right.
automatically, uh, you know, occupy like this deity kind of space. And so it kind of just makes me think of, well, what if, people came from the sky, as was reported numerous times throughout history before, and that were called gods. And so I wonder, that's going to start a new religion. That once we see them, people are going to start worshiping them. And it's just going to be,
Oh,
I
for
think
sure.
at that
For
moment,
sure.
there was something that Ronald Reagan had said. It's funny, I'm remembering all of these phrases because I have a really poor memory sometimes. But Ronald
He
Reagan
said,
said,
"Hey, y'all are
yeah,
high." He said,
yeah,
"Bruce said we high."
oh, all the time, all the time. He said
For
something
sure.
about, the one thing that would bring us together as a species is if there was some type of outside threat, like maybe from another planet. You know what I'm saying? So I think if so that makes me think two things. Okay, let's say they say, all right, here go the aliens. We got to be like, is it really the aliens, or is it y'all like utilizing
Right.
technology that we
Right.
haven't been told about yet, and you trying to make us think, oh, well, now the aliens here, y'all got to do this. Now you got to wear a mask and you got to wear a mask and a blindfold. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just
Right.
watching for
Right.
the okey doke constantly, watching for the okey doke because it's only a conspiracy until the shit get proven true or you know, revealed, and it's like, oh, well, we wasn't so crazy after all, was we? You know what I'm saying? Like, we knew
Yes.
something was up. We
Yes.
had a feeling something was up. The shit happened right in front of all of us on video. We all saw it, and
True.
y'all you pissing on us, telling us that it's raining. So, I'm just paying attention, man, and
True.
I advise all of my brothers and sisters to do the same thing.
Exactly. Exactly, bro. I feel you on that. Well, shit, man. I got to take some time in this interview to talk about the creativeness of
Okay.
of my brother right here. In music and shit. Um, what I do want to say is one story from back in the day
Okay.
that you probably don't know.
I
It's
probably
like a
don't
personal
remember.
story.
Okay, go ahead.
Um, First off, I want to say rest in peace to King Kahali because he is involved in this story. Um,
100.
this is back in the day when, like, around the time I first met you, Righteous Movement era.
Okay.
Um, as an MC, I was looking at other MCs that were dope, and I was like, I want to do a song with Skurge, and I want to do a
Respect.
song with Dope. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? Right? So I met Dope one time, and he was like, I was like, oh yeah, what's up? Nate introduced me. Shout out to
Native Ray.
Space. Nate introduced me,
Yeah, yeah.
and
Shout
I
out
was like, yeah,
Space.
this is my boy. Da, 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 da. And then, Dory was kind of like, oh yeah, what's up? And then I was like, yeah, man, I got this song that I want to do, me, you, and Scourge. And I don't think he knew who I was, because I was probably popping in my head more than I really was. So he
No,
didn't know who the fuck I was. So he
you
was
had a
just like,
movement going.
he
You
was
had a
just like, oh, okay.
yeah.
He was like, oh, okay, yeah. And I was like, all right, cool. Years went by, and I ain't talked to him. And then I met him again, and I'm with Nate again, and Nate's like, yeah, you met my boy Lefty, and he's like, oh, I don't think I have. And I was like, dog, I met you a few years ago, da da da. And then he was like, oh, you know what? I was on some drunk shit back then, dog. Don't even, what I'm saying? There was no disrespect, bro. I was probably on some other shit. And I
Yeah.
super respected him for that because I was on some shit back in them days myself. So I could
Hmm.
respect the dude to be like, hey, I was on my, I was on, whatever,
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
get it.
Yep.
But man, that was one
Yeah.
thing I wanted to happen in my career. That's one of those things you wish could happen. I wish I could have had that song with me, you, and him, man. That would have been the shit.
Wow. Yeah, that would have been hard, bruh. That would have been hard, man. Yeah. Rest in peace, King Kahali, man. Doey was one of those guys that I looked at in that same way. I always had a sense of reverence for him. You know what I'm saying? And 'cause he just held it down as an MC and as a man, with such professionalism and
Right.
such strength and courage, man. And I really just respected that, man. And I didn't know that you viewed me in that way. I want to say that the feeling was definitely mutual, and I appreciate that, man. I really was just trying to make us all proud. Really, I know that Sacramento had a rich history of just sick rappers. You know what I'm saying? It was just known for being you had to be sick. You know what I'm saying? Coming up out of here,
Yeah.
man, and just I just wanted to uphold that, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm just glad to know that people like yourself recognized it and acknowledge it, man. Thank you.
I felt that you always have, man. And speaking of the music shit, man, like, so did like when did you first start rapping? You know what I'm saying? Like, when did you first start like trying to make music or like, you know, write lyrics, write
Yeah,
rhymes, whatever?
man, my first song was with Jay Synth. Shout out Jay Synth, man. I had just came home from
The
like a
homie
juvenile
shout out Jason.
facility. Yeah, I just come home, from jail basically, and I was in there. So I started rapping in jail. You know, what I mean, I when I was younger, I caught a like a carjacking case, and we ended up, somebody ended up getting shot. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to go sit down for a minute, and so while I was in there, my brother and Jay Synth, they were friends. They was hanging out, going to school together and shit. So when I came home, he introduced me to him, and I remember like I had talked to him over the phone before I got paroled, and I had told him this beat that I wanted. You know what I mean? And he ended up producing it, and that was what's up, bub? Respect. Shout out, Bub, the SOP. Yeah,
Uh,
man. When I got home, he had made the beat. You know what I'm saying? I think it was a song called "Bloody Rain" or some shit like that. And man, my raps was trash back then. But shout
oh,
out to the homies for
stop
shout
it.
out to the homies for believing in me, man. Because I really think it was more just like the heart that people saw in me. And I don't really think my music or my raps were particularly special. I think I was really putting an effort forth, and people appreciated that. You know what I mean? But
Okay.
I don't think I really kind of like got into like songwriting like seriously until like when I got with Righteous Movement. That's when we started really focusing on putting songs together. And so
I was trying to
after
get to that point right there. That's
yeah
when I met
yeah
you. You were with
yeah
Righteous. Shout out to Righteous
yeah
Movement. And like
yep
y'all
yeah,
motherfuckers is dope,
off top,
man. I like
I
all
still
y'all.
I still talk to them brothers, man. Shout out Righteous Movement. I still talk to them brothers all the time. Yeah, basically, I met them. We was all working at like this call center together. You know what I'm saying? And so me,
Okay.
Jason, Thiek, so I think Taze worked there
Shout
for a
out to
minute. We
Thee.
was working at this little call center,
Tay. Shout
man,
out
and
to
it was
Tay.
just everybody had dreams. Was like, man, we got to get up out of here and do some shit. You know what I'm saying? And they started a group, and I was already kind of doing my thing on the rave scene, and they brought me into it,
Yes.
and I was super appreciative of that. So that began the Righteous Movement chapter, which was around 2003. So we was rocking till about 2009, something like that.
Mm-hmm. So you said the rave scene. I know that you have a history in like the drum and bass circuit. Like you used to do your thing in
Mm-hmm.
that circuit too. Um, Describe that a little bit, man. What was that about?
That's probably like, if not my favorite, one of my favorite chapters in this whole thing is my our first show was me, Tofu, shout out Tofu 916, and Jason.
Soul food.
And so
Yeah.
it was a three of us, and Don Guap was there too. We were at a rave at like the rock climbing spot in Rancho, and in the jungle room. And so if you're not familiar with drum and bass or jungle, it's about 180 beats per minute, so it's like twice as fast as hip hop. It's called the
Yeah.
bastard child of hip hop by some people, but
Double
it's
time.
just a genre of music that was really popular in the UK in like the late 90s, and it's seeing a resurgence right now. Shout out Billy Lane and other people,
Billy.
Cenobites, other people that's keeping that lit. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Billy was
So
one of
yeah,
the
the drum and
first
bass.
people that told me I should fuck with you. Because
Is
I
that
knew
right?
Billy through somebody that knew Billy, and then he knew you,
Yep.
and he told me that, like,
Okay.
you should fuck with the Skurge. I remember him telling me that
Billy
back
is
in
a
the day. So
good
shout out to
dude,
Billy
man.
Lane, man. I still see that dude doing his thing.
Yeah,
Shout out to Billy Lane, bro.
yeah, definitely, man. Shout him out, man. Yeah, we were into the drum and bass scene, man, because we just saw it as something different that nobody else was doing, and we saw what was happening there, and we felt like there was room for us. the genre was created by, black people in the UK. And so there was something
Right.
in it that just spoke to us, the drums and the bass, it just spoke to us. And we was like, bro, this is the hardest shit I ever heard. Don't nobody even know. Like, this shit is stupid hard. And so I started rapping to that. And to me, if I could liken that to anything, it's like, riding the back of a dragon, no Daenerys. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, the pace and the intensity and the aggression in the music, it's not for the squeamish or the faint of heart, man. And I really enjoyed doing that shit, man. And then we got into like dubstep and grime. I started rocking with Dano. Shout out Dano, rest in peace, Horror 24. You know, got into the dubstep scene, and for me, it's just been constantly trying to stay abreast of technology and culture and whatever sound is pushing the envelope at the moment. I want to
Right.
be a part of that vanguard. You know what I mean? So whatever it is, you lo-fi cats got a couple seconds before I'm eating food at your table. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what you mean lo-fi? Bro, it just sound like the old beats and the old hard drive. What do
Thank
you
you.
mean?
Thank you.
All
You're an
right,
old
all
school
right,
cat,
well,
so you know. We
come
about the
on,
same age,
man.
so you feel me on that. Like, that's the shit that we came up on. That ain't low.
Bro,
Wait,
we
that's
got
low
we,
fi, dog.
we got lo-fi for days. We got lo-fi. If that's what you call in we got that for
I
days.
still make them
So,
beats today, right now.
come on.
Man. So, okay. So, so we talked about, we talked about the drum and bass movement when you were doing that, and then righteous
Right.
movement. Now you got the Skylit thing. Tell me about what's your affiliation with that? Are you just on the label, or are you a part of like the management of the, like, what's that about? Because I've been
You
seeing
know,
you pushing that shit. So
yeah, definitely. Skylit
we got
is
all
a
the
record
lo-fi.
label. Skylit is a record label that was started by Colt 45, and KO, Keith Bruner, um, and Apollo Cuts and Jules Byrne and Smoke Ahanis are the main flagship artists. I myself am an artist on the label as well. And so essentially what happened is, I kind of was seeing Apollo out and about, and he was, I heard he was rapping. We all know him to be a skateboarding phenomenon, but I heard he was rapping also. And I thought that was really
Okay.
interesting. I thought that was interesting. And so, I heard he was good even. So I was like, man, let me come by the studio, see what you got going on. And so I came by the old location for Skylit Studios, probably 2015. And I heard what he was doing. And I was like, bro, you got like hundreds of songs. What are you doing with this? He's like, yeah, this is recording. I'm like, bro,
Whatever.
let's put these 10 together and let's put these 15 together, and we're going to put you out a mixtape and then an album and blah, blah, blah. Because you got it. It's all right here. You just need to.
You started putting it together.
Really, that's
Right.
what started happening, man. And then so we kind of built the machine. I started bringing in other people in the scene, like Jackie. Shout out Jackie Yo, that
Yes.
I knew were like go getters and people that were passionate about what they do. You know what I'm saying? And so we started building this brand, and so there's a clothing line. And we're trying to get into more community action and get some type of
Yeah.
school going where we can teach the arts and other talents. You know what I'm saying? So right, it's just becoming a whole thing, man. Like when I look at what we're doing, like I get a feeling of like a early, like a Taylor Gang. It's becoming like a lifestyle brand sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just excited about the future.
That's what's up, man. That's super fucking dope. I've been seeing you steady putting out music, and steady promoting the Skylit brand.
For
And
sure.
I was curious to know, like, your connection with that, man. That's dope that you guys were doing that.
Well, yeah. So just to be fully transparent, I don't know if I said it. So I also occupy the role of the chief operating officer in the record label as well. And so I kind of help with, some of the other administrative members like Colton and Jackie. We just oversee the day-to-day operations of the record label. Just trying to keep it lit,
Okay.
man. Making sure that everybody is getting, attention paid to them, and so I wear that hat. And then I'm an artist
The
as
artist
well.
hat as well.
And as an artist, I kind of feel almost like a leadership role. Like I gotta. So that's why you see me doing so much in terms of music and putting out. It's like we recorded today. I'm putting it out when I go home tonight because I just want to set the tone of, yo, we are doing work
Trying to be a
and
leader.
I'm trying to lead by example. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
and
Exactly.
and so the guys are everybody's doing doing their thing in their own way. Shout out to Apollo, man. He's a fucking phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? I've learned a lot from him in the way of even just recording in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's to me, it's cool if when I can still. I've been recording for a while. It's cool to still be able to learn shit. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just a constant process.
If you're open-minded, you'll learn. You'll learn as long as you want to learn. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a person who wants to learn, and I know you are, then you'll forever learn. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I was watching some of your previous interviews, man. I got to commend you on what you're doing, man. You're really good at it, And I like that.
You.
I like that you're shining a light on the places where you feel it's necessary, man. And I want to encourage you to keep going. But what I want to say was, for sure, man. What I want to say was, you mentioned something about people taking on roles that were, what you call ancillary roles, maybe not in front of the camera or not on the microphone, but like doing the other stuff, playing the other roles that are necessary. And, that takes a certain level of selflessness. And that I think that it's possible. I think it's necessary. Like when you think of some of the great artists that have come along, there was like somebody that ushered them in. Like you don't get 50 Cent
they had teams.
without an Eminem. You don't get a 50 Cent without an Eminem. You don't get an Eminem without a Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? And there's just this lineage. And so I thought it was important for me to kind of like give back in the way of sharing some of that knowledge and experience that I've gained with younger artists and newer artists that are trying to come up, because I didn't really have that.
No, none of us had that. We kind of learned. Like, no, I'm not going to say I didn't have that, because when I came up in SAC, I was kind of under the cuff. So I learned from those dudes.
Oh,
but
yeah,
not
man.
everybody has
We
shout
all
out
did.
to the cuff, but not everybody has that. You know what I'm saying? So to be, like, even me, that's what I'm trying to do here now is when I work with artists, I want to work with artists and help them not go through the bullshit that I went through, because I've seen it, so let me help you avoid that pitfall. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I commend you for that. And one thing you guys are doing is you're building a fucking team, man. Like, the more I pay attention to what you guys are doing, you guys have a structure, you got a team, you got people that are playing their roles, and that's how you succeed. Is when you get people to play their fucking roles and do what they do, and don't try to overstep bounds. Just, hey, this is what I do. I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm gonna do it the best, and we're gonna be straight.
Right.
And then you succeed.
Yep. Teamwork makes the dream work, man.
Exactly.
Sometimes you got to pass the ball, man.
It's true. It's fucking true. Well, shit, bro. What's next for you guys, man? What's next for you as an artist?
Well, that's an interesting question. Like, it's hard to say in the way that we kind of have to see where the world is at and what's going to happen with the world. We are in the middle of this quote unquote pandemic, whatever you want to call it, whether you feel that it's real or not. There's something going on, a psyop, whatever the case may be. And so I really have to day by day just kind of gauge like what's going on. For me, there was a period of time when this shit first started, I was like, yo, I don't even know if I'm like making music right now. Like, what's the fucking world is finna end? If the world's finna end, who gives a fuck if I'm finna put an album out? You know what I'm saying? And so, it just took a while for us to kind of get to that new normal. And I was like, you know what? This too shall pass. And our voices are needed right now. Even I can't afford to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? I have a gift, and I need to utilize that. And so I just kind of made a decision, with that, and then the passing of Kahali even, and it's like, yo, every shot has to count.
No,
we gotta make every shot count. And so I'm just trying to make every song important. You know, every song that we do is right now needs to be important. Even if I'm like fucking around, like I made something for fun the other day, but I still am like, yo, I'm about to go in with the bar work. You know what I'm saying? Creatively, just talking about protecting my energy right now. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna make sure this shit is still fly. And so, right now we're just trying to make. I liken it to bro, I'm in the gym putting up 3-pointers. I'm just practicing pulling balls off the rack, man. Just you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just trying
yeah,
to get that
yeah.
form down,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
every
you left-handed.
song.
You left-handed. I see that
No,
shot
no,
form.
no,
You
no,
left-handed.
no, no, no. I'm backwards. I'm backwards. You got to remember the camera is
Oh, that
backwards.
is
Yeah,
right. That is right. I
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
oh, he's left-handed. I was like, he's
No,
left-handed.
my son. Shout out to little Jamil. He's left-handed, and that kind of blew me away. I was like, "Are you a different dude, man? I'm gonna have to give
Okay.
you." I gave him a different middle name because he just different kind of. He a different kind of Jamil, even. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? But yeah, man, I'm just trying to get that, the process down. And
Right.
so, I get in the lab. It doesn't really take me a lot of time to zero in on a vibe, on a topic, on a beat, whatever the case may be, and just start cooking, man, because time is of the essence. You know what I mean?
Man. And shout out to Monty Monty Bush and
Yeah.
the Sky Blue mixtape that you
Yes,
fucking
sir.
murdered your verse with the video. I seen that
Woo!
shit. I wasn't gonna
Woo!
not let that shit slide without giving you your props for that. Because y'all
Thank
did
you.
your shit. Just the whole Skylit team. I know you got your videographer and everything.
That
Y'all
was
did your
Bud.
thing.
Yep.
That shit was
Yep.
dope.
Thank you,
That shit
man.
was
That
dope.
that definitely was a team effort. If I don't look good, we don't look good, and that's I am because we are. You know what I'm saying? And so it definitely was like a team
Dope.
effort. It was a team effort. But shout out to Marty Bush, man. He made a dope beat. Like I wrote that to that beat, and it made me feel that
My
way.
guy.
You know what I'm saying? And so all I really did was just kind of crack the door and let the inspiration flow in. So that
Right.
was I really got to salute him. I didn't know he was a producer, let alone that he was so dope at what
Right.
he
Right.
does.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that was
Right.
that was just that was fun. I don't think I've participated in a challenge yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm really been kind of like, I'm not out here trying to get no clout or nothing. So I'm
Yeah.
just like, I'm not finna do none of that, none of them dances or none of that stuff. But this was like somebody that I know that
The bar
made.
shit.
Yeah, it was like somebody I know actually, and he made. I just felt like he would even appreciate somebody that he knows that like
For sure.
ripped one of his beats. You know what I'm saying? That's definitely what I tried to do, and I tried to put my foot in that shit, man. It was fun. That was a lot of fun to do because once the concept started coming together and then the melodies and everything, I was like, yo, this shit is crazy. Like at that point, I'm just like in awe, watching the process unfold, and I'm just trying not to fuck it up and let it just kind of come into reality. You know what I'm saying?
Right. 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 Well, shit, man. You did your damn thing on that.
Thank you, sir.
So once again, I'm with you on that. Um,
Thank you.
we are nearing the end of the time. It's like I call it Chop 15, but it's like
Right, right.
evolved into like Chop 60.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I
So it's
mean,
like,
time is like
but
relative.
it
You know what I'm
works because there's
saying?
so many things to talk about. I want to talk about creative shit, but I also want to talk about current shit. So it takes a longer time. You know what I'm saying? So I
Absolutely.
want to thank you for giving me time on a Friday holiday. I know you
Yeah,
could
yeah.
be, you probably about to go in there and drop a fire verse. I'm about to send you this
Hey,
beat that
hey.
I need a verse from you,
Hey,
dog.
come on with it. Come on
So
with it. Yeah, I'm definitely here to cook tonight. There's a session going on right now. Cartier Cody is in there, and he's in there till
okay.
about midnight. So he's a little bit over two
Oh, y'all
hours.
working,
And
working.
I'm gonna
I like
clock
that.
in about
I like
midnight, man, and I might
I
stay in there
like that.
you know till the work is done. But yeah, right now, with the quarantine and all that shit, I got laid off in my job a couple months ago, and I went on this unemployment, and it was like, yo, man, why would I want to go back to working for somebody else? Why wouldn't I just start kind of building my own business? And a large part of me
Stack
is
your
like, all right.
money and do your shit.
So, you know, I'm really doing both. I'm really doing both because I really don't want to put my family through the uncertainty of me just out here trapping and hustling and trying to
Right.
make it
Right.
happen. So, you know, I did
Right.
put something in place for myself that I where I have, you know, a steady situation, you know, that I'm going to be doing. But at the same time, it really kind of reinvigorated my hustle in the way of, you know, well, let me kind of just keep this business that I started going because it's mission based. And that's the thing. Like the 9 to 5 is just to put food on the table. But like, you know, when you have a passion project, that shit is different. You know, you clock out of the job and
Exactly.
you clock into that. And so, you know, right now I want to see all of my peers, all of the people that are just in my sphere of influence. I want to make sure that everybody has a retirement situation that they're comfortable with, planned out and in place, man. And let's just figure out a way that we can start building some generational wealth. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
That's
what
the
a lot of
key.
the other cultures are doing, man. You know, they build something, they pass it on, they
We
take it from
behind on
there,
that. We
build it
behind on that.
up. You know, so we gotta start somewhere. We gotta start somewhere. So, you know, me and my family, that's what we working on. And you
Right.
know, I really like when you listen to my music now, I want it to uh, help you become like the better or best version of yourself. That's kind of where I'm at right now. It's just on like self
Exactly.
mastery, you know?
Exactly.
So it's,
I
you
feel you
know,
on that 100%.
yeah,
100%. I feel
some of my listeners that like been with me for a minute. Like if you go into my discography, man, I've been talking about a lot of wild shit, but I was living that wild shit at the time, and that's why it was in a lot of my art. You know, so
it's
now
called growth, bro. You're
yeah,
growing. You're growing
I'm
as a
living
man. So you
I'm
gotta
living
change.
different. Yeah, I'm living different now, and you know, we now on some like adult type of shit. We on some adulthood shit. Fatherhood is really important to me. So, you know, you're gonna see that type of stuff reflected in more of my music going forward. You know what I mean?
But that's what's up, bro. Well, shit. I know I'm about to get that fucking 2 minute warning. So I'm gonna say thank you
Thank
for your
you.
time, bro.
Thanks for having me. I
I
appreciate it.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've always admired what you do. I've always
Thank you.
held you in the highest esteem as an MC,
Thank you,
as a
man.
person. You've always conducted yourself around me in a professional manner, and I respect that.
Thank you,
Um,
brother.
DM me your email, bro, because I got something to send you, dog. I want to see if you want to get on it,
Yeah.
possibly.
Come
I'd
on, man.
appreciate it. I'm working on something, and if I can get you on it on the remix, I'd appreciate it. So,
Absolutely, man. We're gonna keep it lit in Doey's name. You know what I'm saying? I know that would have been huge, man. And so for if for no other reason, man, I feel like we got to make that happen. You know what I'm saying?
definitely, bro. Okay, well, shit, man. Yeah, send me, DM me your email, and I'm gonna send you
Got you,
something. So,
got you.
like I said, thank you for your time, and I appreciate you, bro. And keep doing what you're doing. Keep fucking turning it up with the skylit shit, and helping the next generation, because that's what we gotta do, man. We
For
OGs
sure,
now, so we gotta do that.
for sure, man. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate everybody that tapped in, and you know, once again, man, keep going with what you're doing. You're doing a great job, and I can't wait to see where you take it from here, brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Send me that email. Don't play.
Got you.
All right, bro.
All right, peace, King.
Peace. I want to give a shout out to Skurge. Thank him for giving time tonight on a holiday weekend, holiday, whatever we're going to call it. Thank you guys all for paying attention tonight. I hope you guys got a little bit out of that. Scourge is a dope dude, and please follow him if you don't, and pay attention to what he's doing, him and the label, because they're dope, and they're dope people that do dope shit. Brew Lee, DM me, bro. I need to schedule you for an interview. Quit playing. Jackie, I can schedule you too. DM me. Thank you guys for paying attention tonight. I'll be back on Monday with another week. Until then, Be safe. Be aware. Don't be out here with the America fools. Put your mask on and don't play dumb. Peace.